So, I want to talk a little bit about how being a victim can pull you into as much darkness as a perpetrator. And I want to talk about it because it's something that I feel that I know a little bit about. Um, I've experienced a lot of trauma, and I would say that maybe not as much trauma as a lot of different people, which is something that I'll probably go into a little bit more as my channel grows, I guess. Meaning, as I put more videos up, I'll talk about um, what that's better. What I mean in terms of my experience. Um, I think that there's a point where something it's like you know how people create different personalities, and they have a mental disorder called DID, and they create different personalities. And there's also this aspect of the shadow within a person. I think that victimization can take you to a place that is extremely dark within yourself, where everyone is the perpetrator and everyone you end up saying no to. It's almost as if you are constantly a victim. And that is one of the darkest places that you can live from. There has to be a point where you recognize that something happened to you, and now there's a time for you to heal and do something different. My sister talked to me today about her experience with trauma. I won't tell you what happened. I've said it before in many different places, out of my own anger, just because I see so many things that are bad and negative happen to people. I get angry in a way where I want to go to war. And that is what I mean by bringing the darkness out. Um, I'm in here making a video. Yep. that is that is when the darkness comes out and the anger comes out. And if you are not careful, you can live in that place for a very long time, and it will destroy your life. And what you really have to do, and what I see myself doing, is realizing that people who put me in that place were in their darkness. And I could make a choice with what little time that I have on this earth to remain in this angry and ugly place of darkness, where I can find the enemy in just about every person. Um, it makes it really difficult to know who the enemy is, if there even is an enemy, and to even know when something bad is happening to you, um, versus when something good is happening to you. Everything, and this is how it's become for me, everything has become gray. People could be doing great things for me, and I could think that there is the devil in them. And it comes from a place of genuinely not wanting to be hurt again. And feeling like I've been one of those people who gets hurt by people, and just so it's okay, Um, Forgive. There's no problem. We don't even we don't even need to talk about it. To the point where a lot of times I don't even realize that, I just got really hurt. And it probably is a good idea to talk about how I don't want that to happen again. Instead of doing that, I've always been someone who's internalized something really painful, and it built up this victim pathology. And has taken a good portion of my livelihood and my joy. I think I'm creating a YouTube channel that starts out this way because I don't hear very many people talk about it, um, who have experienced it. And yeah, I think more people should talk about it. You have things like a lot of people are talking about the Me Too movement now and all these things going on with Kavanaugh, and it's become a part of political discourse. And recently, my friends asked me about it, and I was so angry that I even had to deal with how I felt about it. That I just thought, why don't we pop these guys? Why isn't there someone willing to to just get rid of people who do horrible things to other people? And a lot of me has felt like I may have done something horrible to someone. I don't know what happened to me during the psychosis that I had, but it was like people put me out of my misery, and I don't understand. Part of me doesn't understand why it's not done to other people. Um, and there again goes the victim mentality. It's just something that I have to say, it happened to me, and it is probably not going to happen to them. Karma doesn't happen to everybody, and I don't know if I have karma. I don't know if things happen for a reason. I don't really believe that they do, because there's no reason for anyone to be raped. Period. Um, so when asked about it, I immediately returned to this place of feeling like a victim crusader of some sort. Um, because I think there's a part of me that just wants to say, nope, you can't do that. Nope, you can't do that. Because I feel like people have done that to me all my life. People have continually told me that no, I do not have the power to do anything, just whatsoever. I have the power to basically live with the people who have the power to do unjust things. And that's it. And when you talk about transforming that into something that's powerful and something that is not victimized, for me, I really don't want to hear about Kavanaugh. I don't want to hear about the women that he allegedly raped. Um, Mainly because I only have the power to deal with it. I do not have the power to throw him in jail. I do not have the power to figure out what happened. I do not have the power to take any energy that I feel about it whatsoever to do anything besides maybe make a Facebook post. And I'm already doing that. The world doesn't need me to make a Facebook post about anything. In fact, I'm pretty sure that the world actually needs me not to make a Facebook post about anything whatsoever. Um, and that's not victimizing myself or diminishing my importance in any way. It's simply realizing that the energy is already there. It's already warring. I don't need to be a part of it. Because when I step into it, I'm always playing the role of victim. And I'm not going to do it. Whatever happens in these situations happen. They've already happened. I don't know what's going to happen if Kavanaugh does get the Supreme Court. But when it happens, if it does happen, there's nothing that I have the power to do but observe it. And hope that it doesn't affect my life. Because I'm not going to play the role of look at what you did. I am the victim. I have plenty of energy to go and even make a YouTube video about how this is a sick game to get involved in. And it's a game that is bigger than me. It's a game that's been played before I was ever even thought of. Why would I jump into it as if I'm the captain? On either side. Why would I jump into it as if I have a team? Basically, you know, Audre Lorde said you can't take down the master's house with the master's tools. And I think that's one of the first things that you have to recognize as someone who's experienced trauma. My plan is to be the best version of myself that I can be. That person knows when to get angry and knows when to say, I have power this way and I have no power this way. I am actually losing power by engaging in a warish type of mode. My energy is being created into an implosion upon myself. Nobody will get as angry as I will get upon realizing that something wrong is occurring. Does that mean that I'm gonna burst into this place of feeling like a god just because I know the truth? Just because I'm able to say, you did this, and now this should happen. I think one of the best ways to get yourself out of victimhood is to realize that nobody is asking you to run the world. Nobody. Stop trying to. Enjoy your life and live your best life. When you can help someone, help. But when you are enraging yourself, you're not helping anything. You're hurting yourself. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons when it comes to me making a personal transformation. That's all. Okay, how do I turn this off?